All right, let's get you back to that intense U.S. rescue operation behind enemy lines. Special forces saved a U.S. airman who was missing in the mountains of Iran after his fighter jet was downed on Friday. He was armed with only a handgun to defend himself, setting off the daring search and rescue. Aaron MacLean joins us now. He's a Marine Corps veteran, host of the School of War podcast, and the CBS News national security analyst. Aaron, good Monday morning to you. I know that we spoke on Friday as we kind of started special coverage of the fact that this aircraft went down. What was your reaction, here we are Monday morning, to the details of the rescue mission?
Well, gosh, a few thoughts. I mean, it's worth reflecting on the extraordinary valor and bravery of those involved in this rescue. It's dangerous enough to fly these jet missions over Iran, as the shoot-down of the F-15 illustrates. But if you look back at that footage on Friday of these helicopters and C-130s flying low and slow over the ground, relatively slow at least, over the ground in broad daylight, I mean, the risks involved in that are really quite extraordinary. We've seen reports that some of these helos took fire. Then again, on the Saturday night, into our CBS colleagues report, into daylight on Easter morning, Sunday morning, still being at that provisional forward air refueling point inside of Iran, hundreds of miles deep inside Iran, as the sun comes up, working to get out despite the fact that you've run into these problems on the ground, and pulling it off, getting the crew members out with no loss of American life. It's genuinely extraordinary.
Now, at the moment, we're looking at footage of the wreckage of the downed fighter jet. I understand U.S. forces had to come back and destroy it. Can you explain why that is?
Yeah, we don't like to leave gear behind in general, and we definitely don't like to leave gear behind that has sensitive communications items in it, weapons systems, anything that has sensitive kind of information that could be valuable not only to our enemies in Iran, but potentially their partners like Russia and China, et cetera. So it's standard operating procedure whenever you have equipment that you're going to have to abandon on the ground for whatever reason, whether it's a plane that's crashed or, as happened Sunday morning, apparently we had these C-130s essentially stuck in the dirt, unable to take off. We're going to destroy those before they go. It's unfortunate, it's expensive, but it's nothing compared to the lives, which are our priority.
And just before I let you go, war is a means to a political end. So what do you make of President Trump's threat to bomb critical infrastructure in Tehran and across Iran if the Strait of Hormuz isn't reopened?
Well, your citation at that point is exactly right. So in terms of military excellence, tactical and operational excellence, this weekend, I think, shows that the United States really continues to have few peers. But you have to get some sort of political outcome that makes all of the fighting and the expense worth it. Right now, there's a lot of talk about a ceasefire, potentially ceasefire in return for the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. The president really, for economic reasons in the United States, but also globally, needs that strait reopened. There's also the outstanding question of the nuclear program. The president's been outspoken, saying over and over again that part of his presidency will be defined by preventing Iran from ever getting a nuclear weapon. That nuclear material is still buried under the rubble in Iran, and it's an open question what its disposition is going to be as this conflict comes to some kind of resolution.
Yeah, Aaron MacLean, great to have your insight all through the twists and turns of war. We appreciate you joining us from our DC Bureau.